Welcome to the first Club Central at Home quiz on the 7 I Am statements of Jesus that you've hopefully been learning about over the last 7 weeks. You will need a pen and a piece of paper to keep your score, and you can add them up and compete against people in your family, or even just work together and see how many points you can get together. Now, round 1, name that statement. Can you name the 7 I Am statements of Jesus that we've been looking at? There are 7 of them. It doesn't have to be in order. You'll get a point for every single one you can remember. In this quiz, we're going to be earning Bible points. So you've got 7 Bible points on offer for this part. You have 30 seconds to either call them out or write them down, but don't forget to score yourselves. How well did you do? Let's see, here are some answers for you. So number 1, I am the bread of life. That was the first one that we did. Number 2, I am the light of the world. Number 3, I am the gate. Number 4, Jesus said, I am the resurrection and the life. Number 5, I am the good shepherd. Number 6, I am the way, the truth and the life. And number 7, I am the true vine. So how did you do? What is your Bible points total for round 1? Is out of 7. So how many points out of 7 have you got? See if you can write it down. Okay, round 2. What is the picture? So we're still focusing on the I am statements. There are 3 Bible points on offer for each slide. So for each picture, 3 points if you guess correctly on the first or second picture reveal. 2 points if you guess correctly on the third or fourth picture reveal, and 1 point if you guess correctly on the 5th or the whole picture. So you should get some points for this. And so that's 21 points on offer just for this round. Okay, let's get going with the first one. So the first picture, can you work out what that is? That's 3 points if you can. Second picture, still 3 points if you can work out what this is. Okay, down to 2 points with the third picture. And with the fourth picture, still 2 points if you think you can get this one. And with the 5th picture, going down to 1 point. And the last picture, I am the light of the world. If you got that, give yourself the number of points you got, depending on when you managed to get the answer. Okay, next slide. So we've got, that's number 1. 3 points. Number 2, still 3 points. Can you get what this one is? Number 3, 2 points. Number 4, still 2 points. Number 5, 1 point. And number 6, I am the bread of life. If you got that, write down your points. Next one. Number 1, oh, this is looking tricky. Number 2, can you get it? For 3 points. Number 3, still not much of a clue. That's for 2 points. Oh, number 4, another 2 points if you can get that. Number 5, that would be 1 point if you get it on that one. And number 6, this is a compass. I am the way, the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. That was Lisa's compass that she showed us how to make. Right, let's have a look. Oh, number 1 for the next slide. It'll get you 3 points if you can get it. Or on number 2, what might that be? Number 3 down to 2 points. Number 4, still 2 points. Number 5, that's down to 1 point. And number 6, I am the true vine. See if you can work out how many points you've got. And on to the next one. Oh, that's a tricky one. So that's number 1 for 3 points. Number 2, still for 3 points. Number 3 for 2 points. Oh, what's that then? Number 4 for 2 points. Number 5, maybe you've got it by now. And number 6, I am the good shepherd. That's lots of sheep there, aren't there? On to the next one. Oh, what could that be? That's for 3 points if you can get it. Still 3 points. A little bit more of a clue there. Number 3, sorry. Number 3, that's for 2 points. Number 4, that's still for 2 points. Number 5, can you work out? And number 6, and this one's I am the resurrection and the life. You've got Jesus folded grave clothes there and the picture of the cross through the mouth of the cave. Okay, next one. We've got, something that looks very bright there on number 1. Number 2. Number 3, this is for 2 points. Number 4, still for 2 points. Number 5. And number 6 for 1 point. This is I am the gate. Because we've already had I'm the good shepherd, so it couldn't have been the sheep. So I am the gate. Right, how many points did you get? You could have got 21 points total if you managed to get it on the first couple of pictures each time. So how many points out of 21 do you have? Okay, round 3. What is missing? Okay, we've got 2 Bible points on offer for each slide. So 1 point if you spot the missing object and 1 point if you can name the I am statement that it represents. So missing object for 1 point, I am statement for 1 point. And so that's 14 points offered on this round alone. Okay. What is missing? So name the object, the I am statement it represents that is missing.
I've made a Duplo marketplace, and in my Duplo marketplace there are 7 I am sayings of Jesus. See if you can see them. See if you can get them before me. The car is representing I am the way, the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. There's a gate in front of the sheep. I am the gate. We've got the light up here on the lamppost. That is I am the light of the world. We've got the sheep down here. That is I am the good shepherd. Over here we have the tree, which is supposed to be a vine and some grapes. I am the true vine. And over here we've got I am the bread of life. And round here, this little man is representing I am the resurrection and the life. So an alive person, even though he's Duplo. So we've got a game to go with this.
We'll score this round as we go along. So this is the first picture. What is missing? Can you remember? You need the object and you need the I am statement that it relates to. And the answer is the lamppost right in the middle of the picture, which is I am the light of the world. So give yourself 2 points if you got that. Next one, what is missing? Can you work it out? Okay, so the answers, what is missing? It is the car, which represents I am the way, the truth and the life, because a car gets you places. Okay, next one. What is missing this time? Can you remember what it represents? And the answers is the man. He's missing. He's just left his dog all by himself. The man, and he represents I am the resurrection and the life. So a living man, even though he's Duplo. And the next picture, what's missing? Can you remember? The answer is the bread. The bread is missing, which is I am the bread of life. So give yourself your points. Make sure you're writing them down so you know what you've got. Oh, next one. What is missing here? Can you spot it? Can you remember what was there before? It's the grapes. I am the true vine. Well done if you got that right. And the next one, what is missing here? The answer is the gate. I am the gate. Excellent. And the next picture, what is missing in this one? And your answer is the sheep. The sheep's missing. And that's I am the good shepherd. So what's your points total now? Round 3 was out of 14 points. You don't have to add it up yet. You can just add up the points for this round and we'll add it up at the end. So you've had 3 rounds. We've got 1 more to go. Okay, so the last round is round 4, true or false. So true or false. We've got 3 Bible points on offer for each slide. So 1 point for each correct answer because we've got 3 questions on each one. Okay, so 3 times 7 is 21. So 21 points is on offer in this round. Let's get started. The first slide is all about I am the bread of life. So true or false. If we believe in Jesus and follow him, we will live forever. So true or false. You might want to write these down. True or false. You could just do T or F on your piece of paper. Number 2. If we believe in Jesus, we never have to eat bread again. True or false? And number 3, Jesus compares his body to bread and his blood to wine when speaking with his friends. And we're going to go for the answers. So it's green for go. So green if it's true and red if it's not true. Okay, so green if it's true, red if it's not true. Let's see. Number 1, if we believe in Jesus and follow him, we will live forever. That is true. Absolutely. And number 2, if we believe in Jesus, we never have to eat bread again. And that is false. Even though Jesus is the bread of life, we still need to eat food. And number 3, Jesus compares his body to bread and his blood to wine when speaking with his friends. That is true. That's at the Last Supper just before he died. Okay, on to the next statement. We've got I am the light of the world. First question. Jesus promises his followers the light of life. Is that true or false? Number 1. Write it down on your page. Okay, number 2. Darkness is for sleep and light is for life. So is that true or false? Darkness is for sleep and light is for life. And number 3, if we follow Jesus, we will be able to see in the dark better. So if we follow Jesus, we'll be able to see in the dark better. Okay, so if you've got your answers written down, we're going to go on to the answers. Are you ready? Number 1, Jesus promises his followers the light of life is true. That is true. And number 2, darkness is for sleep and light is for life. That is also true. That's something Aaron said in one of his videos when he was explaining it. And number 3, if we follow Jesus, we'll be able to see in the dark better. Unfortunately not, but he does give us light and he lights our way because he is the light of the world. Okay, The next one, I am the gate. So question number 1, Jesus saves us from evil supervillains. Is that true or is it false? Number 2, Jesus saves us from the things we have done wrong. Is that true or is that false? And number 3, Jesus is the way we get to safety. Is that true or is that false? Once you've written it down, we're going to go through the answers. So number 1, Jesus saves us from evil supervillains is false. Jesus didn't come to save us from evil supervillains, unfortunately, although he gave us something far more valuable. He saves us, number 2, from the things that we have done wrong. So that's true. So all the things we've done wrong, we deserve punishment, but Jesus came to take it from us. And number 3, Jesus is the way to get to safety is true. So that's why he says, I am the gate, because he helps us to get to safety and get away from the evil in this world, maybe just not evil supervillains. Okay, so we're going on to I am the good shepherd, true or false? So number 1, shepherds look after their sheep by protecting them from lions and bears. Is that true or is it false? And number 2, Jesus promises to be our good shepherd forever. Is that true or is that false? And number 3, Jesus looked after sheep as his job when he was on earth. Is that true or is that false? Have you written down your answers? Let's go through the answers then. Number 1, shepherds look after their sheep by protecting them from lions and bears is true. That is part of the job of a shepherd, especially when Jesus was around on earth. Now, number 2, Jesus promises to be our good shepherd forever. And the answer to that is true. He will do that forever, for as long as eternity lasts, which is forever. And number 3, Jesus looked after sheep as his job when he was on earth. That is false. Jesus was actually the son of a carpenter, so he was most probably did a little bit of what his dad did, but as his job, when he turned 30, he started telling people about God and travelling around. We don't know if he looked after sheep, but it was definitely not his job, not that we know of anyway. Right, next one, I am the resurrection and the life, true or false? There are some parts of our bodies we can see and some we cannot see. Is that true or is that false? Number 2, if we believe in Jesus, our bodies cannot die. Is that true or is that false? And number 3, one day we will have new bodies if we believe in Jesus. Is that true or is that false? See if you can write your answers down. We'll go through the answers. Okay, number 1, there are some parts of our bodies we can see and some we cannot see. That answer is true. Aaron was talking about that, about how we have a soul that is going to be lasting forever, and that we have a body and we can see our body and the parts of our body, but we cannot see our soul, just like we can't see God at the moment. Right, number 2, if we believe in Jesus, our bodies cannot die. That is false. Our bodies will die. Everybody's body dies at some point, but our soul lives on. And number 3, one day we will have new bodies if we believe in Jesus. And the answer to that is true. Yes, we're not going to be just souls floating around. Jesus will give us new bodies. God will give us new bodies. Okay, on to the next one. I am the way, the truth, and the life. Now, question number 1, true or false? Jesus is the only way to be friends with God. See if you can write that down on your paper. Number 2, Jesus is the only way to be good. Is that true or is that false? And number 3, Jesus always tells the truth. Is that true or is that false? See if you can write it down and we'll go through the answers. So number 1, Jesus is the only way to be friends with God. Is that true or is it false? That is true. Jesus said that of himself, and we know that to be true. Okay, number 2. Jesus is the only way to be good. Is that true or is it false? That is false. Lots of people are good. Everybody is good in some ways and do good things. However, Jesus is not the way to be good. And Jesus had to come because we can't always be good and we do wrong things. And he came to save us from those. And number 3, Jesus always tells the truth is true. Of course he does, because he's perfect. He's never done anything wrong. Okay, on to the next slide. Last one, I am the true vine. So first question, if we follow Jesus's rules, we can be friends with God. Is that true or is that false? And number 2, if we stay joined to Jesus, we will have more love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Is that true or false? Write it on your paper. And number 3, Jesus' first miracle was to do with the grapes, turning water into wine. So Jesus' first miracle was to do with grapes, turning water into wine. Is that true or is that false? Okay, and going through the answers. So number 1, if we follow Jesus's rules, we can be friends with God. That is false. It's not all about following rules. It's not about doing anything to get to God. It's actually about following Jesus. Okay, so it's not about following rules. It's about following Jesus. Okay, number 2, if we stay joined to Jesus, we will have more love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Yes, the Bible talks about the fruits of the Spirit, and that's what it means when Jesus talks about I am the vine and you are the branches producing fruit. Those are all the good things that we can do, so that is true. And the last one, Jesus' first miracle was to do with grapes, turning water into wine. Is that true or is that false? True or false? What do you think? It is true. Yes, it is. So even though Jesus did lots and lots of miracles, the first one that he did was to do with grapes. It was wines made out of grapes, and Jesus had his first miracle doing that. Fantastic. How did you do? You can add up all of your points now. So that was out of 21. So how many Bible points have you scored? Have you beaten someone in your house? Or have you done it all together to work out how many points you can get? And did you beat your grown-ups? You could maybe have done that. Let's have a add up and work it out. Okay, so what is your final total? It's out of 63. So how many Bible points did you get out of 63? Shout it out now. Hey, well done. That's fantastic. You've obviously been listening. Excellent. Well done.